Mrs. Wacostas in the library. It is January 30th, 2019, and this video is on citing viewpoints and one of the viewpoints databases. So I'm sure there was probably some exception to what I'm about to show you, but I haven't found one yet in the viewpoints databases. We're going to cite all of these types of sources as an essay and an anthology. These are all viewpoint essays. Okay, so we are going to talk about which one I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one right here. An anthology is a collection of works. Okay, so you have a bunch of different authors in one collection, for example, a book, and an editor of that book. Okay, a lot of nonfiction are like that. You could even have a collection of short stories like that. But in this case, we're talking about nonfiction. You've got an editor and then an author of various sections. I'm going to use this one right here to illustrate what we're talking about. Okay, so this is the title of this essay, Birth Control Leads to More Abortions. It is in the book called or titled Birth Control. It's published in 2016. Its publisher is Greenhaven Press. You don't have to do all of that, just Greenhaven Press. It's from the database Opposing Viewpoints in Context. I'm going to use a citation here. Well, I'll show you in a second. Do you need me? Okay, let me put this on pause. Okay, sorry for the pause. Alrighty, so a lot of these essays were reprinted elsewhere first. In this case, this one was printed on a website called lifesitenews.com, and this was its original title. That is not true on all of these databases. I'm going to show you how to cite this one right here. Okay, so when you go into Noodletools and you open up your project, you're going to create a new citation, and you got it off the database. Which one? Opposing Viewpoints. We're looking for an anthology or a collection. Okay. In this case, the collection is in a book. They're not always in a book. Sometimes it's an online collection. Click right there, hit continue. And I've already filled it out over here. I was just going to show you all this stuff. Okay. So Opposing Viewpoints. The accession date says don't write the accession date unless there's no date of publication or if you're suspected that the source is likely to change. So in this case, you do no accession date. You would do an accession date on a website, I would think, pretty regularly, but not on a database. Okay, I've typed in the title of the work, the author. It's in a book called Birth Control. Here's my editor. There's the publisher. I forgot to type in this. Okay. But remember I said it was originally published. Herein lies the problem. It was originally published on a website. And this is why citation styles change over the years because new ways to present information have come up and MLA hasn't addressed it yet. So the best way, I actually went to LifeSite News and it considers itself like an online newspaper. So that's what we're going to go with, a newspaper. And the article title in the reprint, not in the anthology, the reprint is called Why the Fight Against Abortion Begins with Conception. I'm going to type it in there. It's going to highlight there's something wrong. Against is a preposition, so you shouldn't capitalize it. So you do not capitalize prepositions when they're in the middle of a title in MLA. The name of the newspaper is, again, it's not really a newspaper. We're going with it. LifeSiteNews.com. It does not have a publication city. Let me capitalize the first word, and I think that makes sense. First letter. We don't have a publication city because it's a website. It's not representing a city's local news. My publication date would have been, I think it said April 23rd, 2013. April 23rd, 2013. And I think that's it. Let's look at the citation. There we go. That's what it should look like. Here's my citation. Here's the name of the book, the editor, publisher, year. That's what you're used to seeing. Series, database, and then the information about how it's originally published. You only include the title if the title is changed. If the title's the same, you leave it out. You just leave that box blank. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I know that's confusing. Feel free to ask me questions.